Hi, my name is Dr. Ogbe Edward Monoyo. Welcome to Medical Made, where I interview doctors from all over the world, helping fellow doctors and medical students make sound medical decisions, whether pre-med decisions, medical decisions, or post-medical decisions. If you're interested in medicine and medical stories as a whole, then this is the series for you. Alright guys, so let's dive straight into today's content. First of all, I'll allow my guest to introduce himself. Welcome, Dr. Mayo.
Thank you very much for having me. Okay, so my name is Dr. John at the Mayowa DBC. I am a pediatric surgeon in training, basically. I already completed 2 years of postgraduate training as a specialist. Basically that's it so far.
Yeah, nice. Wow, such an amazing opportunity to have a pediatric surgeon in training to help us today with popular questions on internship. Because we're in Ukraine, we're just going to be using Ukraine as a case study, but we're just going to talk about specialization and internship in general, life after medical school. So before we dive into that, the first question I want to ask is, why did you decide to become a doctor?
Basically, for me it wasn't anything mysterious or something very vague. As I think I just like the flair of being a doctor, the stethoscope and the lab coat, basically. So I think for me that was it.
That was just it.
Yeah, that was it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think over time, I think at one point in time, I was even trying to question my decision.
Why?
Because
why were you questioning?
I was more inclined with the technical
engineering world.
Yeah. In school, I think I was doing better at mathematics and physics than biology. I didn't even really like biology at school. So, but then I just stuck to the fact that I wanted to be a doctor, and
I could relate to that actually, because I actually, with the sciences, biology, physics, and chemistry, I actually did better in chemistry than I did in biology.
I think for me, in ranking, math first, physics, chemistry, then biology was...
Math was just not my thing. I had to just pass math because it was necessary. I did very well, but I don't fancy it. That's it. Okay, right, that's good. He said just because he had a flair for medicine, even if he wanted some other things. All right, great. So why the choice of Ukraine? Why did you decide to study in Ukraine? Why not in Nigeria? Why did you choose to leave your country to study medicine?
Well, I think everyone tried studying in Nigeria at one point. I actually did.
The struggle!
I wrote the JAM,
JAM?
I wrote twice.
What's the meaning of JAM?
Joint Admission and Matriculation Board.
Whoa!
I still remember. Interesting. Yeah, so I did what we call the GC, right?
There's GC.
Yeah,
and or you can do YEC or NECO.
So I did that in SS2 just to try, then to prepare myself for the YEC in SS3. In SS3 I did the YEC, then I also wrote JAM. I think the first JAM I wrote, I think I got 278 or 87.
Wow.
I can't remember.
That's fantastic score.
Yeah, I thought so. So I think I got either 278 or 287, I can't remember. Then I had to do the depository. So at that time, my two university choices were OAU and
that's Obafemi Awolowo University. I think it's one of the premier and top universities in Nigeria.
I think one of those actually was my dad and my mom graduated from the university.
Wow.
And that's my hometown. So I thought, okay, of course, if they had to choose results, I was qualified technically, and they had to choose based on your region you come from. That is my hometown. So
all this tribalistic thing in Nigeria, where you come from.
I had more advantage, basically. Then my second choice university was Osun State University. Both I chose.
Also medicine. Another, I think I don't know much about Osun State University, but I think it also has a reputation for having good standards. Maybe.
I wasn't really interested in that because it was a state university. You had to choose a federal university, a state university, but I wasn't interested in going to any state university. It had to be a federal university. Yeah.
So for those, maybe if I interrupt, for those of you who may not be Nigerians, we have state universities and federal universities. So state universities are owned and funded by the state government, and federal universities are owned and funded by the federal government.
Yes.
Mhm.
So basically, I wrote then. I didn't want to go to any other school, just that one. Then at that time you can choose your first choice course and your second.
Yeah.
I wrote medicine
Medicine.
because I was confident. So basically, it started. The struggle started. So eventually, I got an admission in Osun State University. I think I got for animal science.
Animal science,
like, okay,
fishery, all those very strange things
why do I have
they
to
give.
travel all the way to that place to go and study, because it was a university that was close to my house then. So I have to travel all the way to study animal science. And for that school, I was like, oh, come on. So I went to OAU. I was waiting. I knew a couple of people there also. I spoke to them, gave them my results and everything. One was even suggesting I choose microbiology because he was already telling me, my parent at that time, that medicine is very difficult because of the
the population, the politics, the corruption.
So he told me I should choose a second choice. I was like, oh, come on, like I don't want to do anything. He said that medicine. And that time, there's this thing they say where you can transfer. Yeah. After your first year.
I had that offer, but my dad refused to do geology.
Same thing. My dad also refused.
Yeah, my dad was like, no, you're not going to do that. Because I think because of experiences, sometimes when people go into a course that is really different from medicine, after a while, with time, and how Nigeria is, with the hustle your age is going and time, just be like, who missing help? So
the same thing. I think my dad had the similar experience.
Yeah.
Because I think the course he got into university for wasn't the one he wanted to study. So they told him, okay, you will change. But then he told me that when he wanted to finish, the head of the department was like, do you think this department is for dollars? So why do you want to leave? So
sorry,
so he already said that, okay, if you're going into any university for any course,
just go for what you want, go straight, be focused.
You probably would graduate with this. It could happen, you can change.
Yes.
You can, of course, there are people who have changed courses.
And especially with Nigeria, I think pre-med is not compulsory, so you could just go from high school straight to medical school.
To 6 years.
6 years. And medicine is not, let's not discuss about the intricacies of medicine in Nigeria, because the 6 years is not 6 years, the 6 years may be 7, 8, and even 9 years. So imagine if you have to do a pre-med of maybe 4 years. So 9 plus 4, which is how many? That's 13 years just in medical school without specialization. All right, great. Thank you so much for that. So I believe one of the other things why you chose Ukraine is a bit cheaper.
And I think I met a guy who was studying in Specialisation State University at that time. And he introduced, gave me the flyer, spoke about it. It was a bit cheaper than other universities, other countries, of course. And the fact that, so he said he was studying here. He finished at that time, so that was how I came to Ukraine. Sumi State, actually.
Sumi State University. Wow, awesome. All right, so please, we'd like to know, you're a doctor now, right?
Yeah.
How many years now you graduated from medical school?
2018.
So we're in 2021, so that's about 3 years.
3 years.
I think I graduated a year before you, so that's 4 years. Wow. My medical degree is 4 years old. Amazing. So can you give us some highlights about studying medical school before we jump into your specialization?
Well, I think for me, I think this is probably some of the things I didn't really take time to
seriously.
do. Yeah, it was just about going to school, and basically that was it.
That was it, right?
Yeah. So I wish I was able. Of course, I had some moments. There was a time which I feel like now is helping me. I was able to give a presentation. I was able to represent my school, give a presentation. I got an award for that, and went to, I think we came to Hackle for this EMSA Sumi at that time.
I think that's European Medical Student Association.
Yeah, so I was part of the team at that time, so we came here. They had a National Assembly. So basically for me, it wasn't really much of extracurricular activities. So you didn't engage in maybe research work? No.
How important is it now as a doctor now? How important is it for you or for a medical student to really engage in other activities like maybe research work, maybe going for conferences, maybe meeting other medical students and doctors all around? What do you think that kind of experience can really produce?
Surprisingly, it's easier than we think if I were to go back, I think some of the things I would try to do more would be networking. Networking and also research and going for conferences. Yeah, one of the advantages of joining the EMSA was the fact that you could go for conferences.
This is not a paid advert though. EMSA and all
the other guys. I think there are more, but I know EMSA because that was one of them.
I know of, we're Nigerians, so I know of NMSA, that's Nigerian Medical Student Association. Yeah, I think Toby will be here. In this series, he was the president for I think about 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So we're advising you. I think that's what you're saying. Get involved in research programs, not just in Ukraine as well.
And surprisingly, it's easier because some of the teachers, I remember there was one time I translated. I didn't know. I just realized that if I had known, that was a big opportunity for me. She was gonna give a conference in Kyiv. I think it's an international conference, so she wanted to translate her work from I think Ukrainian to English. She already translated. She needed somebody to like proofread. So I remember insisting I had to proofread.
You proofread it?
Yeah, the whole entire article, everything. Then I realized, oh, this was a big opportunity for me to. I've added myself to that.
I have that experience too, and I used that when I was applying for scholarships and all that part. After medical school and all, where I did a work with my teacher. She was writing a paper, a medical paper, and because I did that, my name was included. So sometimes when I Google, maybe my name, sometimes you see that paper will pop up, and many times when I'm applying for stuff, I always put that I have done some
and as I said, it's easier because they are doing it. And most times you don't even have to do
much because all they need is just not medical knowledge,
English knowledge. And sometimes they just want and sometimes they have publications they don't have the platform to present. I remember there was a mate of mine. He went to the teacher. I think when 4th year, 5th year, he was gonna go for a conference as an active participant. So he went to meet the then teacher in pathomorphology and collected the man's work. And he had an advantage. The man said okay, he was gonna give him a 5.
We rush for 5s.
There were so many advantages. So he got the paperwork, sent the publication to the conference body. They accepted it. He went to present as an active participant. Then so that kind of. So there are many teachers who actually have publications. They do a lot of research work, and they need students. And also it shows the fact that you're interested. They can guide you. Most of the teachers have done. Most of them have PhDs. And before you can have a PhD, you should have publications
and all those stuff.
So they have many of those works. Some of them have unpublished work. And sometimes all you just need to do is just add your name to this thing, basically.
And take advantage because these things can help you in putting off your CV and even sometimes the experience. I know there is this temptation of wanting to not take anything extra. You just want to go home. But at the end of the day, you wish that you kept yourself. So in any part of the world that you are watching this, even in Nigeria, I believe these opportunities they present themselves all around the world. So please take advantage of that. Thank you so much for that advice. So why specialization in Ukraine? Like, was it something that you stumbled on, or it was like an informed decision? And before that, before the shoot today, we're at the gym today and we're having a conversation, and there was something that you really brought out that I really wanted to. Okay, before you answer that question, why specialization in Ukraine? You said that it's very important for medical students to begin to imagine or choose what areas of things they want to do before graduating. And I think that's one reason why I'm making this series, because many times people don't have the ready information. So that's why the series is here, to create that ready information for them. So many students will say, there's this popular saying that you may never know what specialization you want until you really try. So apart from that knowledge, what that advice you were trying to say, so maybe you should try.
Okay. For me, I was trying to tell him that don't wait till your 5th year, 6th year to start doing anything. Whatever idea you have from your 1st year, start it. Business wise, anything you want to do, start it from your 1st year, because basically medicine is broad. It's not just about going to the hospital. As a matter of fact, that is one aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
And most of the, shall I say, renowned doctors to say are not necessarily those who even work in the hospital.
Yeah, so you don't have to be clinical.
Yeah. Because the advances in medicine are not in the hospital. They are outside the hospital. As a matter of fact, if you check most of the people, I think I saw recently the lady that was in charge of Nigerians CDC, Center for Disease something. I don't think she practiced
for disease control.
Yeah, I don't think, because when I checked her profile, all I was seeing was research work in this, master in this, public health, master in public health with this thing.
Let me just chip something in. Those of you who hate social medicine and public health classes, when, like he was saying, it took me my 6th year hygiene. You know, when we do hygiene, and you know that these things are even a big deal in Nigeria. When you want to write your MDCN, these very tiny little things like counseling and all these things that you just breeze through. You know, you want to read your anatomy, you want to read your physiology, you know, your pathomorphology, your pharmacology, and all of those stuffs, internal medicine, everything. But those medical ethics, you know, those topics that you like overlook and think that they're just not there. I don't know why, because I think maybe it's just our experience in Ukraine, because sometimes we feel those places are not really serious courses.
But I think it also depends on how people tell you, first year, focus on anatomy.
And second year, focus on this. Take every course seriously. In 6th year, when I wanted to apply for masters and all of those stuffs, then I began to know that if you want to apply for a master's in public health and in your transcript you got an E in social medicine and in public health, and then some of you are looking for scholarships and all those stuffs, it won't do so.
And that's why it's even important to get good marks in all your
courses. Okay, I know they say medicine doesn't have medicine does not have first class, second class, but don't be deceived.
I thought so too.
Yes, don't be deceived. When you start making applications, you begin to know that your results really matter.
And there is thing that this body, just to chip in, I was trying to apply for some things. So there is this West body, West, right? They work with the United States and Canada, so they convert every degree into the US standard and the Canadian standard, whichever one you're going to. So you can imagine if your results is poor, and I think their grade is even over 4, right? The US is over 4, so they put it separately. So if you're having a bad result, and you have to send all your transcript there, come on,
nobody's gonna. And there's something I usually call certificate racism. Let me explain to you. In the sense that the country where you graduate from,
first of all,
you have points. So come on, like if you're already studying somewhere like us, who study in Eastern Europe, or you studied in Nigeria, you're already at disadvantage. And then at the end of the day, on top of that, you have like bad results. It's not going to work. So it's very important. Know on time what you want to do, even if you're going to change your mind. Start working on them, like we said, like put in the work to get good grades all around, and start mixing, because some of us could have written USMLE from 3rd year, 4th year, or 5th year.
Yes, I think that's what I'm saying. So I think don't put off whatever you want to do or any idea you have till when you're done with school. And when you're done with school, it gets overwhelming. There's so many thoughts and so many you want to work on a fast pace. But I think in school you have time, so you can go for conferences. You can go for like 3 or 4 in your medical school, and it's not very expensive. Because there's always
sometimes $100, $200 to get you to a conference in Netherlands.
There's always a discount they give with medical students and things like that. Traveling in Europe, across Europe is not expensive. Accommodation is okay. You can start with Eastern Europe, Romania,
those
Georgia,
very close
Poland,
places.
Yes, are close. And that is that one. Conferences. If you have anything you want to do, start it now. And one thing I actually know is that many schools have affiliations with other
find
countries.
out about that
from your school. I remember at one time Sumi State was having an affiliation with Poland, and that thing happened just once. I put it off till the next year,
and then it wasn't there anymore. Guys, let me say that take advantage of what you have. I think let's just conclude this point by saying start on time, get the materials, start working, know the things that you need to get, and then work towards it. Okay, don't waste time.